Good day. My name is Eduardo Martinez. Let me tell you why I want Bernie Sanders as president. Because he's the only one that's going to make a change in the health system in the United States. When you have not like diabetic medication, Januvia, that costs $410 to $430 in the United States for 30 pills, and it costs $20, the exact brand name Merck in other countries, and $13 the generic. It's 20 something times. It's astonishing. When you have like the medication Alina that costs $32 to $34 a pill, and it costs 60 cents outside of the US, 54 times more, it's catastrophic. When you have insulin, I'm a diabetic, insulin dependent, and it costs $256 for a vial of Lantus, and it used to be $105 several years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago. You have a problem. When it costs $40 to $50 outside of the country for Lantus, when you have generics that are not available in the US, and there's a ton of them outside that cost a fraction of the cost, when you have an insurance, a medical insurance like Humana, your mama, that assigns you PCPs without your knowledge, that puts doctors, when you have doctors like Manuel Crisantos, which I had my blood pressure, went up to 160 over 105, and he said, if you get upset, it goes up. If you get depressed, it goes down. Don't get upset, don't get depressed. For him to get 40, Manuel Crisanto in Orange City, Deltona, Florida, when he's doing that because the insurance company is pushing him, and he is a doctor, trash doctor, that in order to get 40, 50 bucks more on a patient for not referring patients to a specialist, I switched PCP. I went to a PCP. The EKG shows a problem. The other two tests, the echo and the stress test, shows a problem. Daytona Heart Group did a surgical procedure on me. And when you have doctors that risk patients, like that health to make $40 or $50, when you have a country like Nicaragua with 5% of the U.S. economy, 5%, as an American citizen, I go there and I have the bill and the invoice, where I will put later on in a video. And a country with 5%, I go to the hospital at 8 o'clock at night. I get out at 11. I show my Medicare card, and they said, put that away. Just give me your license or your ID or your passport. We don't need that. It's free coverage for treatment, for medication of a tourist that is supposedly be from an unfriendly country, United States, with Daniel Ortega talks a lot of shit about the US, and doesn't get charged $0. That there is catastrophic. That's why I want Bernie Sanders. Hillary Clinton is a piece of shit. It's a wannabe Democrat. She ain't gonna make a change. She has never talked about the outrageous pharmaceutical prices of the outrageous, country that has 25% of the world inmate population, with just barely 4% of the world population. 4 and 25. What a comparison. When you have a country that the possibility of being killed by a police officer, comparing millions to millions, apples to apples, is 65 times greater than in England, and a bunch of times more in other countries, you have a problem. When you have policemen that shoot people and get away with it, and I fear for my life. He had an M&M, he's gonna kill me. You have a problem, and the only one that's gonna make it is Bernie Sanders. And you have a problem with immigration, that they treat legal immigration like a piece of shit. In the United States, you have a problem. When you call immigration and on an embassy and they tell you it takes years to be resolved. That's why I want Bernie. I want Bernie because he's going to make the change. He's the only one. And you have to be very, very dumb not to want Bernie. Because Bernie is the one, because there's millions of people, and I'm one of them that have to choose, every month after April I get in the gap, I have to choose which medications to buy. How do I get my medications? You have a problem. Elect Bernie Sanders. He's the one that's going to make a change in healthcare. He's the one that's going to make a decency in the White House. Thank you very much, and that is my message.